And welcome to the Best of the House for January 2023. Charlie DJ Kim along with Chris Boger.
Hello, DJ.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
And let's see what we got. We have some really good bowling coming up your way today. We have a stepladder final. We have George Rivera Sr. against George Rivera Jr. Jr., as you can see, coming up on lane 3 now for his practice. He's going to be bowling his father in the 4th and 5th position. Winner will take on Bill Reeves. The winner of that match will take on Roland Rouse. And then our number 1 seed, Jason Kirk. And let's take a look at what they shot to get in here. Jason shot 755 scratch to take the number 1 seed with a 779 with handicap.
That's a heck of a series.
That's an amazing series. Well, you had a pretty good one. You shot 700.
My first 700, so we'll see if I'm in next month's.
770, you should. You're right in that ballpark. Roland Rouse shot 622 with his handicap 751 to qualify for second. Bill Reeves comes in third with a 637 scratch, 748 handicap. And George Rivera Jr. with a 747 handicap. He shot a 700 to get in. And his dad shot 626 with a 743.
So we have a father-son competition on our first match.
Father and son, both very good bowlers.
And two-handed. We got George Jr. with a two-handed style. We haven't seen a two-hander up here in quite some time.
Yeah, a lot of the two-handers, Andrew Vogel and Tanner Vogel, both went back to one hand due to back injuries and things. And, yeah, so we really haven't seen two-handed in a while. So what do you think the bowlers have to do today to take the title?
So starting from the lower seedings, George Sr. is going to have some handicap on his son. His son's got, if I remember right, just over a 200 average. So there's a significant difference in what George Sr. is going to have for handicap for his match. So his son's going to have to bowl a clean game. George Sr. can put pressure on him just by throwing a few good marks in a row and really add some pressure to Junior. And then moving on from there, Bill made our competition, I think, last month, but wasn't able to make it. So, again, clean games are going to be very important. It's going to depend on what the pattern gives them. It's it's a house shot, but anything can happen depending on transition.
And we have one repeating champion. We have Roland Rouse, our
Yes.
second place seed, who has the most handicap. He's getting 43 pins today.
Yeah, he bowled a good series to get in, though, and then with his handicap, equaled out to a really high series to get the number 2 seed. And he's relatively consistent. So we'll see if Roland can move up to try and face Jason in the title match. But Jason, man, he is throwing really, really good bowling balls here lately. He is very, very consistent, has a really high average, which means he's not going to get anything for handicap against any of his opponents today. But he's been bowling very well.
Well, the key to anything in bowling, and you and I both know this, is you got to be consistent and you have to bowl well.
Yep. Stay clean. Keep marking.
And it just occurred to me that I forgot to do something.
And it's for 4 out of our 5 bowlers today. This is their first time bowling in this tournament. So, I don't know if they'll feel anything for, a little bit of nerves knowing that they're going to be on YouTube. but it might. You never know. Everybody kind of reacts a little bit differently to that type of stuff.
This is true. And actually what I'm trying to do now is pull something up here.
I always tell myself to try and just stay in the moment and focus on the one shot at a time. The problem is once I start to get a tiny bit frustrated, whether, I made a shot that I thought should have been better than what the result was. You know, you hit a pocket shot, leave it 8-10, and you start to get a tiny bit frustrated. I have the bad habit of letting that carry over to other frames. And so our bowlers need to not do that to allow themselves a chance to continue bowling well. One frame does not define the match.
No. And one frame, one ball sometimes doesn't define the match.
You know, we saw it last month when we had our first tie, and during the roll-off, I believe it was Allen missed what for him is a typically easy spare, but the ball stuck on his thumb. And so we were like, oh no, that's a huge opening for Danny. He's going to mark, and that's going to finish off the roll-off for the most part. And then Danny threw a split. And we were like, uh-oh, nope. And again, so Allen might have gotten down on himself for that, but he was still in the match. And in my case, I probably would have gotten down on myself for missing a relatively easy spare, and then, you know, you just kind of beat yourself up mentally. And I think that's the difference, or that is one of the major differences between pros and amateurs, is the mental preparedness. So DJ, let me ask you a question. During practice, whether it's for league or a tournament or anything like that, are you testing the ball, the lanes, both, yourself, you know, seeing what you're throwing the best, what's actually working for you? Do you have, you know, enough confidence in your shot making ability to know, wow, this ball's just not reacting the way I would think it would be?
Well, I've actually gone through that with the Nova recently. I did a tournament, and the Nova I lost control of. And it took me, it was a 6-game, it was 3 games doubles, 3 games singles. It took me to the 4th frame of the 3rd game to realize, you need to go with the purple hammer and change your shot. But on the other hand, with the Nova on Thursday night, last game I shot 267, I opened with the front 9. And a lot of that is because...
Nice. Congrats, dude. That's a really good game.
Thank you. Well, you had 245, so you know, not too shabby there either. But the thing was, is I was releasing the ball more consistently and accurately on the lane that 3rd game, and that's why I was striking as much as I was.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's, you know, you're always testing the transition, the lane, the ball, your speed. The idea is you want to come into the pocket and you want to come in so that it carries all the pins. And that's not so easy to do.
Right. You know, I'm still trying to learn transition, you know, so we all talk about it, and we know that means, you know, you're pulling oil off the lane. In some cases, people say pushing oil down the lane with urethane. It's not really how it works. You know, it may be a few fractions of an inch, but really what it does is it kind of creates trenches in the oil. And when that occurs, depending on your revs and speed and stuff like that, transitions hit you at different points. Depends on how many numbers of bowlers are bowling on the same line.
Yeah, bowling on the same line, I think more so than the type of ball you use.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes, will a urethane ball add some oil down into the dry? Yes. But is it going to be enough to change your shot? Really not so much. Unless you have everybody throwing you. If you're on a pair with 7 other people, and they're all shooting urethane, you're shooting reactive, then maybe you could make the case, the urethane is making a difference in the oil on the dry.
Well, and it creates trenches in the oil. Reactive resins absorb oil, so they both change the oil pattern. Every ball that touches the oil changes the oil pattern.
Well, every ball, and it changes the topography of the lane, everything, the temperature, everything plays a part. But and speaking of oil patterns, let's take a look at what today's oil pattern is, which is Stone Street, which is the house shot here at AMF Kissimmee Lanes. And then after that, we'll be back with our first match.
All right. Thanks, DJ.
AMF Kissimmee Lanes uses the Stone Street 42-foot oil pattern as its house shot. Despite not being the most favorite pattern in the bowling community, the Stone Street oil pattern has actually gained a good reputation. The bowling guidance website says players should use the rule of 31 to determine the board to start at, which is taking the length of the pattern, 42 feet, subtracting 31, to come up with starting at board 11 and aiming for a break point between 8 and 12 down lane to get it back to the pocket. The website also suggests minimizing the pocket entry angle for the most carry, and that an angle above 5.5 degrees will likely end up with splits. Faster throwing players may notice less friction and a stronger finishing arc, and may benefit from having more surface on the ball. Something else to watch on the pattern is that right-handed bowlers may have a more difficult time converting 6 or 10 pin spares, and an easier time with the 4 and 7 due to the ability of the ball to make the turn on the pattern. Consistency is key, as well as managing the transition to score well.
Okay, we're back with match number 1. George Rivera Jr. versus George Rivera Sr.
George Rivera Sr. will be getting 26 pins of handicap, and he'll get us started on lane 3.
First time seeing either of the Riveras here.
All right, match is about to get underway. First shot. Gonna go Brooklyn. Just misses the head pin. All right, leaves a 1-3-6 for his spare.
Makeable spare. Just hit the pocket. You got it. Easier said than done.
Exactly.
Hit
That's
the
how
pocket,
I
you
always
got
feel about it. I'm like, I just need to throw my strike ball. Well, I didn't on the first one. That looks like it should do it.
Oh, yes,
Yes,
he
he
gets
got
it.
it. All right. Starting off with a mark. And then George Rivera Jr. will start off on lane 4 and bowl 2 frames, and then we'll keep repeating that.
So, for those of you, this is sponsored by localbowler.com and our Local Bowler Facebook page. Check us out. If you go to localbowler.com, check out our merchandise. We have the Bowl Angry t-shirt, something you don't want to miss. Get your own, help support the channel. And, of course, as always, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share it with everybody you know.
And there's George Jr.'s first shot.
Oh.
Leaves a 10 pin, but he is our two-handed bowler of this tournament. Came back into the pocket nicely on that shot.
It just drove a little too hard to get around the 10. And both him and his father are using the Storm spare balls.
I love those. They look so sharp.
I might want to get one of those.
Those are the pink breast cancer awareness ones.
I'm due for a new spare ball.
All right, that one got away from him a little bit.
So it gives his dad an opening here with an
Yeah.
open in the first.
First frame is one of the better spots to have an open, though.
If you're going to mess
Yeah,
up,
if you're going to.
do it in the first frame.
All right, second frame. Oh,
Same thing all over again. Deja vu.
man, that drove through the pocket very nicely. Just wrap 10. So what would you do to make an adjustment there if you've seen 2 wrap 10s?
With the ball he's throwing, it's kind of hard because he's got a high rev rate two-handed.
Mm-hmm.
But I would probably try to come have the ball down lane. The break point be one forward.
That one didn't hang on for him for a spare.
Yeah, now see, that's the problem. When you're throwing two-handed at the speed and revs, is especially on your quarter pins with plastic, that ball's not going to come back at
Right.
all. And also, but on the first shot, even with the reactive, there is a danger if you get it out a little too far right, it's going to go off the end of no man's land. So you got to be careful of that, or it can hit because it's drier on the ends.
Ooh. So George Sr. gets 3 pins on his follow-up to his spare. So he didn't build on it quite the way he wanted to, but that one just came off a little left for him.
Well, so far, no harm, no foul, because George Jr.'s on 2 opens.
Right.
Like I was saying, you don't want that ball to go skating in no man's land and end up in the gutter anyway.
And this spare attempt is not as easy as it looks. You know, you'd say, "Oh, just throw a strike shot," but a lot of times it'll leave. See, without all the pins there, they tend to they don't bounce around the same. Leaves himself a 2-5 left over, so he has an open in the second.
But again, so is his son. He's got a 3-pin
Right.
scratch lead with his handicap 29 pins going into the 3rd frame here.
So one adjustment that bowlers could make when they tend to be wrapping the 10 or leaving flat 10s. Flat 10s, typically the move is to find a little bit of oil, let your ball have some revs. There we go.
There's one.
There's a strike. All right. Typically, you want to find a little bit of oil, allow your ball to have a little more power at the end. Maybe it's just hitting flat. So, but when you're having wrap 10s, a lot of time the movement is either front or back with your feet just a little bit to allow the angle to change just a little bit for the pocket entry.
Right. That's basically what you're doing. You're coming in too heavy into the pocket, and the pin is deflecting and kicking around the 10. You want it to come in a little more flush with a little less angle so it drives straight through the rack.
All right, that one looked
like
all
that.
Right, okay. It wasn't as flush as the last 2, but he got the result he needed.
Nice answer after his father strikes.
There you go. That's it. You just got to keep working at it, building on it. You know, and that could be the momentum shift that he needed from the first 2 to the 3rd and go, okay, I got this. And then, you know, sometimes it's as simple as that.
Sometimes.
Now, of course, you need the pins to react the way that you want. That one was more of a flat 10.
But he's in the pocket every shot.
Yes.
I'll say there's a game I shot Thursday night. I had the front 9, and it came in pretty good, pretty flush to the pocket on my 10th frame shot, and it left the 8.
Awesome.
Stone 8.
I mean, it sucks that it leaves the stone 8, but the fact that you had the front 9.
Hey, he's got one.
All right.
George Jr.'s happy he got that one.
I love that reaction. That was great.
You think he just won the U.S. Open there.
That was awesome. All right, now let's see how Senior can follow up his 3rd frame strike.
Double here would be huge.
Ooh. All right, almost got a Brooklyn strike. Leaves a 9-pin.
I think if I was George Sr. at this point, and watching the way he's throwing, I probably would slow it down. That's what I had to do Thursday.
Yeah.
I started out the first game, I was throwing too fast, and the ball wasn't stopping and rolling into the pins nice. It was skidding a little too far, and then, you know, either not coming in enough or too much.
Okay. And he picks up his 9-pin spare. All right.
Well, one of the big things that even Brad and Kyle, you know, the PBA bowlers say, watch your speed.
Yeah.
A lot of times when we're talking about adjustments, you know, moving right, moving left, moving with your feet, moving with your eyes, whatever, playing inside or outside, a lot of that you can control with the speed of the ball. The slower the ball goes down the lane, the more time it's going to have to go into its roll and react. Faster, the less time.
Oh! Leaves a 7-pin on that pocket shot. That was a good shot, too. I wasn't 100% sure if that was coming back, but it came back actually nicely.
The way it came back, I thought that was going to strike.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Usually when you strike, when you hit the pocket like that, it's just a touch light. Usually you get the mix.
Yeah.
And
a
you
little
can
light
get
mixer.
light mix.
All right. Needs the spare to keep pressure.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo. All right. He's making sure his son knows that he's there.
So now George Jr. really needs to strike here to keep up with his dad. Dad's on spare. Strike will give him a little bit of a half.
Yeah,
but he's got some room to make. He's got to make up some stuff here.
Yeah, if he can start stringing some, that'll do a lot.
But even if he strikes, he's still going to be down 28.
Mm-hmm. One frame at a time. Oh, he leaves a 7-pin.
Lanes 3 and 4 being brutal to the bowlers today with 7s and 10s.
All right, Junior's spare pickup for the 7, and he's got it.
I think you'd rather shoot 7s and 10s.
Any right-handed bowler, right?
So he's coming up here, George Jr. with his 6th frame on lane 3. Game 1 of 4 today.
That's a nice shot. That was a good-looking shot.
Now you knew that off his hand. That was really, really
That
good.
was a good-looking shot.
That's the way they draw them up.
Yep.
Right there.
So you were saying about the controlling your ball speed and stuff. It's amazing when you watch the pros get out there and bowl and stuff like that, and not what the ball speed is, but how consistent they are with it. They're usually like within 1/10 of a mile an hour, from one shot to the next and stuff. It's crazy. And then we get up there and we're within a half mile an hour from one to the next.
Ooh.
Leaves himself a baby split.
See, again, right there, speed.
Right?
I think that one came in a little fast.
Yeah, 4-5. It's very bankable, but it's also easy to miss.
Oh, when you got a ball, if it's moving right to left, you're hooking at it. If you kind of go for the 5 dead on, you stand a pretty good chance. And that's what he
That
does.
one's got a good chance. Oh, just overhooked a little bit. Leaves an opening in the 6th.
But he's still up by 30. His son is working on a strike, so that could erase real quick. The Riveras are two of a number of father and son duos that we've seen. We got the Romans, Bob Roman, Rob Roman, and Austin Roman, a father, son, and grandfather, and grandson, I should say. And we've seen matches all
That
for
one got
them.
away from him. Did he just pull 1 pin out of that?
1 pin.
No, he got 2. All right, we got a 2. I was like, no way. You don't see that very often. That's like a trick shot right there.
That's precision right there.
Well, and then you have Roland, who's in our tournament today. He bowls with his daughter, his son, his wife. It's bowling is a family affair.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Maybe got a shot at it, and he gets his spare. All right. That wasn't an easy spare because sometimes you don't get the kick towards the 10.
Well, I'll tell you, that's the ball you walk back from the lane and say, that should have been the first one.
Yes. Yep. How often do we do that?
Should have been the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would have had to shoot the second. Now let's see if George Rivera Jr. can strike and put some pressure on his father.
Another good-looking shot, but they've all been. And
Yeah!
he gets a late trip on the 8-10. That shot did not deserve to have either pin standing, and they both tried. Wow. Late taps.
That went from a beautiful pocket shot to almost disaster to total triumph.
Right.
All in about 5 seconds.
There was no reason that either pin for one was still standing.
I think it just took them a while to realize they weren't supposed to be standing.
Yes. He needed that double. That's a good time for it. A triple would be even better. Can we get our first turkey of the tournament? A little light. Leaves himself the 4. No, the 2-5.
But more importantly, with him picking up the spare here, he will have the lead by 8, I think, by 12. Because he's 8 down now. If he picks us up, it's 20. That'll put him up by 12.
First things first. No chop, no chop. Let's get over, get over. Oh, he chopped it and took the... Oh, leaves the 2-pin standing.
Okay, so now
That makes for it very interesting.
a strike here, and we're back to even. Actually, George Rivera Sr. would be up by a strike, but it would bring the match to even with a strike here.
That one got... Oh, that one looks... Oh, my God! That 7-pin had no business standing after that hit.
Okay, now this could turn out to be a very big mark.
Yes.
Because the sun is on and open.
All right, he got a spare. All right.
Got it.
Puts a mark up in the 8th frame.
So now his son is still up by 1 pin. But with the spare, that means Dad is up by 9.
Yeah, that's going to change right here.
9 plus this ball.
So we have a ball stuck. All right, George Sr. is calling in for the ball to get returned to him. Get a ball return on 4. Thanks. We're good. All right, so the helpful staff here is getting ready to get down there and return that ball. So speaking of, come on out to AMF Kissimmee Lanes. The staff is great. The lanes are awesome. It's a fun time. Join us.
Join the league. We have lots of them that are running all year. It's a great time to get in them.
I think pretty much every day of the week.
Oh, yeah. After this, after the broadcast here, we're recording on Sunday afternoon. I'll be bowling in the practice league.
Yeah, I should probably try and get back on a practice league. I mean, because when we bowl in regular league, nobody wants to You don't want to get out there. I got to work on stuff during league time, and so the practice leagues are perfect for that.
Well, this one's great. It's Sunday afternoon. It's $15 a week, and you get additional 6 free games a week.
Wow, that's good. All right, a little light, leaves himself 3 pins, 2, 4, 5.
That puts him up by 16.
Now this is another one of those spares that you could chop.
Gotta be careful. You want to touch them all. You want to go right into that center pin and touch them all with the ball.
His foundation frame. Oh, he chops it. Pulls the 5 off of the rack. Well, this is a back and forth kind of a game, isn't it?
Yeah. So now what will George Rivera Jr. do?
He must mark here.
Want to go into that 10th frame with your on the plus side.
Yep, shift all the pressure back to his dad if he can do that. It all starts from here in the foundation frame for him. Ooh, and he kills the rack. Nice shot.
Blows it apart. Now he'll bowl his 10th.
So he could get up to a 193 if he strikes out here in the 10th. And if he does that,
Shuts his
that will
father
shut
out.
his dad out. Yep. If he can put up 2 strikes and 6 pins, 7 pins, then that'll also shut his dad out.
It all starts with the first shot.
Yep. Uh-oh. He had a washout.
Ooh.
That ball just did not turn for him. Didn't get it out to the dry, but left himself a washout. It's a makeable one, but it's not easy. You can easily wrap that 1 pin right around the 10.
And he definitely needs to make this.
Not going to make the spare. Oh, he almost got a kick off the wall. All right. Finishes up with a 161 now. His dad needs 4 pins to tie, 5 to win.
So he just basically has to keep it on the lane.
Yep.
Looks like he's going to do that.
All right. He's got the win now. We'll see where he finishes then.
So George Rivera Sr. will move on. And we'll face Bill Reeves.
All right. Our number 5 seed starting to work his way up the ladder. Picked up his spare. All right.
You got one more?
He could finish up with a 151 scratch.
177, the handicap.
Phil shot here, trying out a new ball, gets 9. All right. Congratulations to George Rivera Sr. for moving on.
Okay, so we're going to go get set up for our next match with Bill Reeves, and we'll be back right after this.
Are you ready to join the bowling revolution? Do you love the thrill of the perfect strike, the sound of the ball rolling down the lane, and the excitement of competition? If so, then you'll want to be a part of our bowling community on YouTube. We're a channel dedicated to all things bowling, from pro tips and tricks to the latest in bowling equipment and accessories. and we need your help to reach our goal of 10,000 subscribers. So if you love bowling as much as we do, be sure to hit the subscribe button and join us on this journey. And don't forget to like and share our videos with your friends and fellow bowlers. Together we can make our channel the go-to destination for all things bowling. So don't wait, subscribe now and let's bowl our way to the top.
And we're back with our second match, which is 5th seed George Rivera Sr. against Bill Reeves.
All right, this is George's second match, or second game of the match, and this is Bill's second time being in the tournament, but he wasn't unable to make it last time, so it's first time bowling in the tournament. George getting us started. Leaves a wrap 10. So he's made a ball change. I think. I'm pretty sure that's a different strike ball than he started with last game.
And this match, only 2 pins of handicap.
Yep. George is up by 2.
So it's virtually a scratch match.
Oh, it's inside. He missed his 10. He knew it off of his hand. You can tell by his reaction. All right, first frame. Shake it off. Here we go.
And our first look at Bill Reeves live on the show.
His handicap actually, or his blind in the last tournament moved him on from wherever he started. I can't remember where he finished, but he had won a match with his blind. And here goes Bill. Woo! All right.
Brooklyn.
All right, Brooklyn. Good start, Bill.
He's happy with that.
Yep. It's one of the things I find very interesting in this format, and just in league in general, is the different styles.
Oh, yeah.
Because everybody just, they all bowl differently. I mean, there are, general things that, you should be doing this, and, some people's bodies don't work that way. Oh, Bill starts out with a double, making a statement early.
Not playing around.
Nope. But everybody does stuff a little bit differently.
Meanwhile, Jason Kirk's up on lane 1.
Yep, just staying loose. Roland Rouse will take on the winner of this game. George, oh man, that turned hard. All right, leaves himself a 6-pin. George for a second frame spare. Looks like he has it, and he does.
Yes, he does.
All right. George is on the board with a mark on the second frame.
So the way this works, for those of you who don't know, bowlers who are league bowlers here at AMF Kissimmee Lanes, when they come into bowl their league, they pay an entry of $3, and the top 5 series of the month, they can enter as many times as they bowl in the league during the month, and the average for the night they bowl is the one we use in the tournament.
Leaves himself a 6-10 on this shot. Same, just about the exact same ball as last frame. And it is a handicap tournament, so your handicap goes towards that.
90% of 220, and the top 5 series for the month come back, compete for a step ladder final. First place, $100.
Oh, that one got a little outside, dropped in the gutter. All right, George is going to have to pick it back up here when he comes back up, but for now we'll see how Bill keeps going. See if he stays on the strike train.
Yeah. Well, if he gets the next one, he can bring the match down to like 7 pins with a strike here.
Ooh, okay, out of trouble. It thought about leaving an 8-10. 8 fell late. He leaves himself just a 10 pin.
Bill can go up by 12 picking up this spare here.
Will it hang? It does. Nice. Good pickup. Good pickup, Bill. 3 frames, 3 marks. It's a good start.
And Bill takes the lead.
Bill's fourth frame here. Into the pocket, a little light, leaves himself 3. The 2, 4, 5.
But the pressure is definitely on George Rivera Sr. He's trying to come up from the 5th spot.
And remember in our last game we saw 2 different spares that included the 4 and 5 pins that were chopped. So hopefully Bill breaks that trend. Do we have a ball stuck again? We do. Yeah, if you want to call it in. Ball on 3. Yep. Our bowlers are throwing pins around so hard that they're that they're blocking ball returns. Oh, looks like it may. Yep, there it
There you
goes.
go.
All right. I think they got it in the back.
Bill's going to shoot his 5th frame here on lane 3.
He's going for his spare in his 4th.
Spare in his 4th.
Uh-oh, is that coming back? Oh, he chopped it too. He wrapped the 2 pin around the 4.
Okay. That next time it comes up, he'll be the 5th.
Yes.
Now,
those so you'll hear a lot of, well, all the PBA bowlers for the most part, you hear them saying shoot straight at your spares, don't hook into your spares. Now that's because they bowl on sport shots in their tournaments and they're different. Oh my god, the patterns, different lengths, different oil volume, stuff like that, so you don't know exactly what your ball is going to do when you're shooting at spots other than the pocket. George leaves himself a baby split in his 4th frame on lane 4, the 3-10. And so in order to take the oil and the lane conditions out, you shoot a spare ball straight at your spares.
Right.
That particular spare is much easier if you can shoot straight at it, but a lot of us aren't confident enough because we don't shoot straight at our spares all the time in throwing a ball down there and hitting those. Another open for George Sr.
do it down there again. A little too much speed. It just didn't deflect over into the 10.
Yeah.
Because usually what happens to the ball when you hit that side of the 3, the ball will then shoot to the right, deflect off, and take out the 10. But if we shoot a little too fast, it's going to not deflect enough to get over to the 10.
Ooh. This is going to be a tough spare with double wood sitting there in the 2 and 8, and then the 10. This match is not going the way that George Sr. expected it to or hoped that it would.
No.
He needs to get his count on this frame and then just kind of shake it off and start over. And we'll see what happens. Try and get his count. You never know. Maybe a lucky bounce. Oh, he had one come back onto the deck. Just didn't quite make its way over to the 10. Got his count, though.
I think he went back to his initial strike ball, too.
Okay. All right, so Bill is following an open in the 4th, but he currently has the lead. Let's see how he does on his 5th frame. Into the pocket, leaves a flat 10. But it's a makeable single pin spare. Of course, most of us would rather a single pin spare be anywhere other than in the 10 spot.
Other than the 10. But then again, if you bowl like me, it kind of doesn't matter because I'm going to miss it anyway. The 267, I missed the 8 pin.
All right, Bill's got his 10 pin. All right, good pickup.
Now with a good shot here, Bill can pretty much take the game into his own hands.
Yeah, at this point, he's in control of it. Everything will be determined by pretty much by what he does at this point.
A strike here, and he's up by 40.
That one's going to turn back in. Came in a little light. Leaves himself the 2-5. This dreaded 2-5 combo again.
Now, see, basically for me, if there's the 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, and 9, I'm throwing my strike ball at it.
Yeah. I'll usually either try and control my... Oh my gosh, another chop on that. Is that 4 times that those have been up there and chopped?
A lot of chop suey on
yeah,
these.
A combination of the 2 and 5 have been left 4 times and missed 4 times so far tonight or today. Yeah, so typically if it's the 5 pin is sitting there, I might shift one board to the right. Sometimes I'll just change my speed. It depends on how I'm feeling that day or that night. But that's the problem with... Oh! All right, George, good answer.
He's going to need to string him, though.
Yep, strike in his 6th frame, but it all starts with 1.
He can double here.
But that speaks back to the inconsistencies that we as amateurs have in our game, where what I just said, I'll either shift to my right one, or I might slow it down, or depending on how I feel. That's not a consistent spare technique. When it's a particular spare, I've just realized I need to create my own consistent manner to pick it up.
Exactly. And he doubled.
We have a double. All right. Here we go. George is trying to answer back.
Well, now he's got a little bit of pressure on Bill here.
Yep. All right, Bill's 7th frame. Oh. That was a good strike ball and left a 7. That's all right. That's a makeable spare. Any marks that he puts up at this point, he's just kind of, unless George continues to spare or to strike throughout the rest of the game, Bill's going to be in a pretty good spot. And he has his spare. All right.
Got his spare. Let's see what he does here.
Roland's over getting warmed up on lane 1. He'll be taking on the winner of the game that's currently going on, either Bill Reeves or George Rivera Sr.
Semi-final match.
Oh,
there it is.
Okay. Solid hit from Bill.
Okay, so now George Rivera Sr. has got to strike twice. He needs to strike on both of these balls to keep this close. He does, we'll bring it back to just about even. Pretty much
All right.
must strike here.
Oh, got outside. I kind of thought it wasn't going to stay on the lane, but it did. He gets 7 pins, leaves himself the 1, 2, 4. So if he throws a Brooklyn here, he'll pick it up. And then, just hopefully strike out. We'll see.
Big spare here.
And
he's got it.
That's the harder way to pick that one up, but picks it up.
He had to have it. He had to have it. I mean, he's cut the lead from like 60 down to 20, so he's done a little bit of work. Now, if he can strike here. Bill's still up by about half a mark. But George Rivera can do a lot to bring the game back within reach right here.
That looks like a pretty decent shot, and he gets a strike. That was
Big
what he needed.
strike. Big
It was a
strike.
little light in the pocket. He got the light mixer. That works beautifully. All right, so that does add a little bit of pressure back to Bill. Of course, now if Bill answers with a strike in his 9th frame, that's going to say a lot about how this is going to finish out. You can only control what you can control, and that's your shot. Coming back. Oh, okay. Just a 10 pin. The 8 was flirting with standing again. He got that one outside a little farther than he has been.
And Bill will finish out the game first.
All right, Bill. He needs to pick this up. Hang on.
Oh!
All right. It's not over. He's got a 150 in the 9th. He can score a 180. And George Sr. can max out at a 180, but his 2 pins of handicap would give him a 182. Let's see what Bill does. Yep,
That's one.
So he was inside of where he just put his first ball in the 9th frame at. He was inside of that line, which is for him, that's his strike line. He gets better pin reaction or pin action when he stays inside of the 10 board. That one is inside, might be too much. It is too much. Okay. If he picks this up, he'll finish up with a 170, which is going to force
George Rivera Sr. is going to have to mark. He's going to have to strike.
have to mark, and then good count, I think, would take it. Oh, another ball. So we have Bill's ball stuck down there, waiting to pick up do his spare attempt on the second part of the 10th frame. So right now he's sitting at a 168. If he picks those up, 170, and then it's going to force a mark from George Sr.
Okay, Bill's ready to take his last shot.
This is actually a really important shot for these 2 pins. Looks like he's going to get them. No, he chopped it and got 1. All right, that 1 pin, though.
169.
So it's still going to force a mark from George Sr.
Well, if he gets, say, whatever spare, that's going to be 140 and 160. So he needs to strike on his first ball. He has to.
Yeah, he's got to carry over.
Must strike on lane 4.
That's a good shot. That's a good shot.
And he
goes.
does.
He has the 1. Has the first strike.
That was huge. Now, if he can make another good shot.
Yeah, this is where if he just gets count, I think.
Another strike here, that'd be 150 in the ninth, 170, and he wins. Strike here to win it. George Rivera Sr. trying to get to our semifinal match against our second seed, Roland Rouse.
A little outside on that one.
Oh,
All right.
that's okay.
146, 156. He has
Oh.
won. He's 156, 1.
Bill Reeves is going to move forward.
Yep, by 1 pin, even if he picks this up.
Yep.
He needed 1 more on that first ball.
And he will finish with a 166
to 169.
So
Three
Bill
pin
Reeves
game.
will move on to face Roland Rouse in our semifinal match, defeating George Rivera Sr., our 5th seed, 169 to 166.
Oh, that was a good match, guys.
And we'll be back with our semifinal match in just a bit.
Are you a passionate bowler looking to show off your love for the sport? Look no further than the Bowl Angry t-shirt, now available at localbowler.com.made with the highest quality materials and designed with a bold, eye-catching graphic. This shirt is perfect for showing off your skills on the lanes. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a casual bowler, you'll love the comfortable fit and stylish design of this shirt. And with our easy online ordering and fast shipping, you can have your Bowl Angry t-shirt in no time. So head to localbowler.com now and get your hands on the ultimate bowling shirt today.
All right, and we're back with our 3rd match today, our semifinal match. We have Bill Reeves going up against Roland Rouse. And Roland will be getting 6 pins of handicap. Bill will start us off with 1 frame on lane 4. And here we go. Bill's first shot. Leaves himself, a little bit of a mess there. 1, 2, 7, 8, 10. All right. Throw a Brooklyn strike shot here and maybe get it. That's an interesting washout that I've not seen very often. He's got it. Oh, he leaves the 10 pin. That was a good try at it. He hit it Brooklyn, but the 1 pin just cut in behind the 10. All right. So Bill's got an open in the first frame. Let's see how Roland does here.
It went tumbling toward it, but
It totally did. That was an interesting washout. 1, 2, 7, 8, 10.
sometimes leaves can be really nasty.
Roland's first shot of the tournament.
Our returning champ.
Going to go through the head pin. All right, leave himself a split, but a makeable split. 3, 6, 7, 10.
And again, this game's only 6 pins a handicap, so it's virtually scratch. Maybe. Oh, nice try, Roland.
Good try, Roland.
Our semifinal match, Bill Reeves and Roland Rouse.
All right, so they both start off with an open 9 pins in the first frame, so we're just kind of starting a new game right here.
Still a 6-pin difference. Winner to take on Jason Kirk in the number 1 spot. Oh!
Roland leaves a 7-pin on that one. That was a good pocket shot, though.
I think he thought he was going to hit that. It looked good to me.
All right, Roland's counting his boards. Make sure he's standing on the right spot.
Will it get over? Will it get over?
Oh. He even said it too. He's like, I started overthinking it. Sometimes it happens. You know, you lose that moment that you're supposed to be in and just kind of zoned in, and all of a sudden you're like, wait a second, what am I doing here?
Exactly.
That's Bill's line. Yep.
All the way down. 10 in the pit.
That's his line on that lane. Not 100% sure if it's the same on 4, but that line works for him on lane 3. It looks like it should be too far inside, but he has a lot of top spin on the ball, so just the way that he throws it, that's his line. A little outside of that on this lane, and 8-10. So he had been flirting with that. Several of our bowlers have been flirting with an 8-10 a couple of times today. The 8's been falling. That time it just didn't. This is one of those splits that you just go for count, and if you happen to get lucky, great. All right, he got his pin.
Rolling with a mark here with a strike. He can start coming back here. Goes open, gives him a little bit of an opening. Now by 13, lane 3.
Yeah, any mark will put him on the right path. Uh-oh. That's going to make it a little tougher. Leaves himself a 4-6. This game might be a battle of attrition.
Yeah. Battle of splits.
Oh, that thing took a sharp left.
It's up and it's good.
Roland wants his 3 points, damn it.
Speaking of which, you excited about the Super Bowl next week with the Eagles?
Just a little bit. Yeah, my Eagles made it into the Super Bowl. They've got a great team going up against a great team, so it can go either way. You know, I'm gonna believe in them and know that they can do it. We'll see what happens.
Well, I feel a lot better about the Giants' loss after seeing what they did to the 49ers.
That was, you know, I expected the 49ers game to be close, like a closer game, but, you know, there were no bad. I know they knocked 2 quarterbacks out, but neither one. Oh my God! Again!
Ooh!
When the 2-5 are sitting out there, everything is missing, either getting chopped or looping around.
Transition.
But yeah, I know the Eagles knocked out 2 quarterbacks, but you know, that's just part of the game. None of them were bad hits. There wasn't malicious intent involved.
Part of the game.
Yep. But congratulations to them. They dominated 2 postseason wins, and hopefully they can a third.
Well, you know, when you're playing like the Eagles have been playing with Jason Hurt as quarterback, they're firing on all cylinders.
Yes.
All parts of their game are good. Offense, defense, special teams, it's all coming together.
Oh,
He's
we
got
got it! Woohoo! The 2-5 were involved in that. That was our first pickup on it. Woohoo! Dude, so I've been a lifelong Eagles fan since I was a little kid. I was too young to remember the 1980 Super Bowl run, but I remember everything after that. And you know, this team, if they can finish out this season, this will go down as probably the Eagles' best team that they've ever fielded.
I think so.
Oh my gosh! Bill leaves a 7-pin on that hit, which I can't believe.
No,
He can't believe it either.
It was hit. Something hit. It was
Yeah.
wobbling there, and it just would not go down.
Freaking Weebles.
Eagles wobble, but they don't pull out.
Yep. But even as good as the Eagles have been, Kansas City's been just about as good. So I think that the Eagles have the better overall roster. Place, you know, position by position. All right, Bill got a spare in the 5th frame.
Plus, Jason Hurt is healthy, and
Yep.
Mahomes
is a
not
little
so
hobbled.
much.
But you know, he played well in his divisional round, you know, only a week after a high ankle sprain, and I've had a high ankle sprain, and it takes a long time to come back from that. So more power to him for being, you know, tough enough to come back from that one week later. And now
Well,
it's 2 weeks.
he also adjusted his game.
He did.
He wasn't as wily in the pocket or scrambling. He maintained the pocket.
Yep. His
was
offensive line really stepped up to give him a clean pocket most of that game.
But that's going to be the challenge against the Eagles.
Yes,
Because
it
the
is.
Eagles' defense.
Yep. A near record-setting pace of sacks. So let's see. All right, rolling.
Yeah!
Oh, he gets his first mark of the game in his 5th frame. Not exactly the way he wanted to pick it up, but in either case, he picked it up.
So with a good shot here, he can.
Get right back in it.
Well, he'll be down by about half a mark because Bill's also working on a spare. So he can bring it where he takes a 5-point lead, but then with a strike, Bill can go up by 5.
That
Or
one's
15.
left. Oh, he hits it.
5
Brooklyn.
pin.
Winds up with just the 5.
Jason's got his hand up.
Yep. Uh-oh. Oh, Roland.
Uh-oh.
Roland misses his 5-pin. Roland's like, that's it. I'm going to sit. I'm done. But he's not out of it yet. They haven't been falling for Bill. So let's see how it goes. That one could, though. Yeah,
Yeah, it
and they
does.
do. Good shot, Bill.
Splits apart the rack.
You got to take advantage of those things. You know, Roland's giving him these opportunities. It'd be great to cash in.
Bill trying to get to the final against Jason Kirk. Holds rolling, number 2 seed.
For any bowler, you know, going up against Jason Kirk, good luck. He's a very, very good bowler. You know, but they're all in here for a reason. Oh, Bill gets a double. All right.
Double, Barney Rubble.
Good shot, Bill. Good shot.
Al Roland's got to wake up.
Yep.
Would almost say he must strike here in the 7th.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to string him from here on out in order to keep pace.
Oh, he got
It's going to
one
be
out.
left. It's going to be left. Oh, he almost got the 10 to fall on that one. All right. Try and pick up. Get your mark. Move on with the strike from that point. It looks like he should have.
Oh!
Uh-oh, Roland. Yeah, Roland just said it's like this sometimes. And it is. You throw a 248 to, help qualify, and then you get out here and you struggle, and you're like, come on, man.
Exactly.
That's a good shot. Come on, come back. Oh, my God, it didn't come back at all.
Not even, yeah. Yeah, I think the lanes are breaking down. That's definitely for sure.
Well, and I wonder, too, if he's just kind of a little over it and threw it faster than he normally might.
That could be too.
That one was more his normal speed.
And he's got the spare. Now we'll see what Bill does. Bill's pretty much got the game under his own control right now with a decent shot here. He can just make a decent shot and keep it clean. He'll be going to our championship match against Jason Kirk. But it definitely looks like whatever happens, we will have a brand new champion today.
Yep. That one was a little inside, came through the head pin, but leaves himself a very makeable spare. The 3-6.
And that's interesting because in the last year, in our first tournaments, they were dominated by repeat winners. Justin Ramsey, Tanner Vogel.
Yep.
This year, we have not had a repeat winner since September.
Huh.
Every month's been somebody new.
All right, good pickup, Bill.
And Bill looks like he's going to pretty much ensure that if we can just stay clean now.
Yeah. It's going to be very hard for Roland to come back. It's, he's only got 6 pins of handicap, so he's down by a good chunk of change at this point.
Oh, he's down by 46. Flat.
Little outside. What will it do? Oh, and he gets a strike with it. Nice. Good shot,
Make
Bill.
that 66.
Yep.
Yeah, Roland's going to pretty much have to go off the sheet here with the next 4 balls. And then Bill just pretty much has to stay clean. I got that one a little too far left.
Oh, that 10 tried to fall on that one. Oh, and I actually registered that it did. I'm going to go adjust his score real fast.
Okay. Again, we want to remind you this is sponsored by localbowler.com, and we want to make sure you like, subscribe, share this video with everyone you know. Hit the notification bell so you know when our new Best of the House comes up next month.
So Roland got his 4 pin to fall. What?
Wow. Oh.
It's close to a Brooklyn strike. Leaves a 6 pin.
Just one of those games.
Yeah,
Just one
that's
of
it.
those days.
At this point, at least you say, well, at least I broke 100.
He's got to get this to get it.
108 scratch? Yeah, 108 scratch. All right. There he goes. There he goes.
That's still worth $50, so it's okay.
Yep. And there are games like that. You can't do anything. You feel like you can't do anything right. Uh-oh.
Another split for Bill.
Another 8-10. All right, well, I mean, the positive is it doesn't really matter at this point in this particular match or game. But still.
It's the principle of the thing.
Yes. All right. So it's official. Bill will be moving on to face Jason Kirk.
172 to 114. And we will be back with our championship match right after this.
Are you ready to join the bowling revolution? Do you love the thrill of the perfect strike, the sound of the ball rolling down the lane, and the excitement of competition? If so, then you'll want to be a part of our bowling community on YouTube. We're a channel dedicated to all things bowling, from pro tips and tricks to the latest in bowling equipment and accessories. And we need your help to reach our goal of 10,000 subscribers. So if you love bowling as much as we do, be sure to hit the subscribe button and join us on this journey. And don't forget to like and share our videos with your friends and fellow bowlers. Together, we can make our channel the go-to destination for all things bowling. So don't wait, subscribe now and let's bowl our way to the top.
Okay, and we're back with our championship match.
All right, Bill Reeves versus Jason Kirk. Bill will be getting 29 pins of handicap.
Bill, our third seed. Jason, our first.
Bill gets us started on lane 4. All right. Okay. It came across a little bit, went through the head pin, but no split. Just a 3-6-10.
Some pretty good bowling today.
Yeah. Some competitive matches or games.
Hope you're all out there enjoying it.
All right, Bill.
Yeah.
He gets his spare. Good start, Bill. Good start.
And now we'll see Jason Kirk for the first time up on lane 3, our number 1 seed. An incredible bowler.
I like the way that Jason releases.
And you look at some of the best bowlers here in the house. Most of the really, really good ones, it looks so effortless.
Oh, and he trips the 4 forward. Nice shot,
it.
Jason. It's a lot of revs at the bottom. I don't know. There's just something about his release that I really, really admire.
Very hard to duplicate. The power that he's throwing at.
Woo! Crushed the rack on that one. Nice shot, Jason.
Double,
Starts
double.
out with a double. He's going to try and cut into that handicap ASAP.
Cut into the handicap and put the game out of reach as fast as he can.
That was a good shot for Bill. Stay in the pocket. Oh, it leaves a 10, though. Just didn't quite carry on that one. Stay on the lane. Yes. All right, he got a spare.
Rode the edge all the way down.
That was hanging on the quarter board there. All right, Bill's third frame. It's going to cross over. Oh, leaves a 9-pin. Okay. You know what? If he can just keep up picking up his spares, keep a clean game, maybe 9 spares through, mix in a double or something, anything could happen. He has to avoid opens and not give Jason any chances at. Oh no! All right, we'll shake that one off. See if Jason can capitalize.
Second place gets $75. The winner, $100.
That one was a little outside. Ooh. Leaves himself the 110. You don't see that very often.
Not very often at all.
He almost was able to have the 4 fall into the 2, fall into the 1, and trip the 1 forward, but it didn't quite happen.
Now, if he does not pick this up, he'll have a sigh of relief for his open.
Right. Yeah, it will be. I think at that point, then it'll be like Jason kind of wiped out the handicap advantage, and then they're almost a scratch match at that point. But could make this. Nah, go left. All right, all right. Shake that one off. They both opened up the third frame.
So right now, Bill's up by 22.
Yeah, so it didn't quite get rid of got rid of some of the handicap.
The handicap was like 26, right?
29.
29. So he got rid of 7 pins. He made up 7 pins.
Mm-hmm. That's why it was important for Bill to, for those marks. They all add up. Try and keep yourself in the match. You never know what's going to happen.
And that's how quick, with a split, things can change real fast.
That was a nice shot.
Rex the rack on that one. Now the pressure goes back to Bill. He's got to, if he doesn't strike, he's got to at least spare. He's got to at least keep clean.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's interesting that he picked up that 9 pin. This is going to go Brooklyn, and he gets a strike. Brooklyn strike. All right.
He'll take it. He'll take it.
Had he picked up that 9 pin, he actually would have extended his lead compared to where he had started because of the open. But he answered Jason's strike.
Very important. Let's see what he can do here. Can he double? Yes,
he can. Nice shot. That was a very nice shot.
Double. Now it's up to Jason, who surprisingly now has a little bit of pressure on him.
Yep.
Out of 4 frames, 3 strikes, 1 split, and right now the pressure is on Jason. See how he answers on lane 3 for his 5th frame championship game. Best of the House finals for January.
And he trips the 10. Okay. It didn't really trip it. I apologize. Just kicked off the wall and got it. That was a very nice shot.
So he doesn't lose any ground with that shot.
Nope.
Him and Bill are back to Jason's down 22 pins, but they're basically even the last 2 frames. Second half of the championship game here. Let's see what happens. Number 3 seed Bill Reeves against number 1 seed Jason Kirk. Oh! 10 pin got tapped, but would not go down.
And that was, I mean, that wasn't like a little tap. That was
A significant hit.
yeah. That's why we, it's, you know, that's why we actually bowl instead of just writing down the score.
As my uncle used to say about horse racing, is that's why you race them.
Yep.
Because anything can happen at any
On
time.
paper, things look very different than how they can turn out.
Big spare for Jason here to stay clean in the 6.
And he's got it.
Straight on. That pin wasn't going anywhere. So now, even though Jason spared, if Bill can strike here, or possibly double,
Yeah, that's going to put a lot of pressure on Jason because he has to overcome the score itself, then the handicap. But Bill's going to go Brooklyn a little bit. Nope, not quite. Okay. Leaves himself the... Whoa. Are there 4 pins up there or just 3?
I only see 3.
That's what I thought. Okay, I'll be right back.
Hold on, Bill.
That's okay. It's okay. It looks like he's got it, and he does.
He does. Nice pickup, Bill.
Good pickup.
An important pickup because that made before that pickup it was a 0-0 sum game here.
Yeah. Well, and that one pin that was missing in the count counted as 3 pins, so. Ooh, all right.
Out of trouble.
All right,
Out
knock
of
the 5
trouble.
down. Gives himself a 4 pin. Oh, he's stuck, and I don't know if it's going to come. Oh, it did come across. I wasn't sure if that was coming all the way back.
Now with a strike here, Bill's up by 39. Jason can cut that down to 19. He's biting into that 29 pin or 27, 29 pin
29, yep.
handicap, little by little, but he's running out of frames.
Yeah.
And Bill's doing a pretty good job of staying clean and staying with him.
He just has to keep plugging away at it. You know, he's throwing a good ball. I think he got a bad break there on the 6th frame. But, you know, Bill is hanging right in there with him. That was a nice shot.
No doubter. Now the difference is 19. Jason going into his 8th frame. They're on lane 4. And you know, just keeping up with Jason Kirk is saying something.
Yep.
I mean, you look, except for the split in the 3rd, strike, 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 9 strike. And we could argue the 6 should have been a strike as well.
I argue that for all of my shots, for the most part.
I hit 1, but yeah, I should get a strike.
I should be sitting on 7 in a row.
Even though 6 of them would have got it, but we're not going to talk about that.
That's not my fault.
It was the lanes. It was the lanes.
All right, Jason's 8th frame here. That time of the 10 falls. It didn't fall like as gracefully as you would want, but it fell.
It did not go quietly into that good night. No. All right, so now the pressure is back on Bill. Jason on a double. If Bill can strike here in the 8th and 9th, He's going to cause Jason to have to show up in the 10th.
That's a good shot. Is it going to get over? Oh, it leaves the 4-pin. It didn't come back quite like I expected it to, though. That was on his line. It just didn't react the same. All right, that's not terrible, though. Pick up your 4-pin, move on. Put up a strike in the 9th, put some pressure back on Jason. This is still either bowler's game. There you go.
Had a spare. Now he's getting up for his 9th frame on lane 4.
That's a good shot. Hang in, hang in. Oh, it turned a little more than I expected it to.
A little too heavy right there at the end.
Yep. Makeable spare, though, 4-7. Make this, and then just see what Jason leaves him. Either way, I don't think he can be shut out. There you go. Good make. Good make. That was a good shot.
If Bill can shoot 200 scratch, so with handicap at 229, if he goes off the sheet.
Let's see if he has to go that high, though. See how much pressure Jason puts on him. Jason will finish up. Yep, Jason will finish up before Bill bowls his 10th frame. So Bill will go into the 10th frame knowing what he needs to do.
Huge shot here for Jason.
Uh-oh. All right. It's just a 2-pin. I couldn't tell if it was double wood or not up until then. It was that was light in the pocket, but make this spare, then hopefully strike out and put all the pressure on Bill.
It's coming down to a close 10th frame because if he spares this here, that's 20. Bill's up by 7 going into the last frame.
That was only Jason's second ball of this game that wasn't a good pocket shot. He had the one that was the split that, or actually was technically a washout, the 110, and then that one. His 6th frame should have probably taken the 10 out, but it was a good pocket shot. So, let's see how he finishes out.
Well, basically, whatever Jason does, if Bill can duplicate it, he wins.
Yeah.
Which can be a pretty tall order.
Mm-hmm. Total wrap 10.
So right now, Jason has an even 200. If he picks up the spare, he'll have a 220. 221. Yeah, 221.
I think he can finish with a 211. Picks up this pin, it'll be a 201, and then 10 more if he strikes, right? For a 211.
211.
Still a great score, or a good score for him. For me, that'd be a great score. All right, he's got a spare.
Jason's going to need every pin he can get and count.
Yep. There you go.
And they all go back. 211. You're right.
All right.
211.
Good score. Now, is it going to be enough?
Now, in order for Bill to do this, all he's got to do to win the game is do what Jason did. 9 spare strike. And he should take it.
Ooh. Okay, that could have easily been a split. It wasn't. That's okay.
Yeah, but is it going to be enough? I don't know.
Yeah, 6-10.
Yeah, because if he spares and strikes, he'll have a 217. He'll take it by 6 pins.
He has to get this spare.
Must spare here.
Looks like it should. Woo!
And he does. Okay, so now, let's see where we are.
He's sitting at 207 right now, right?
He needs 5 or 6.
Keep it on the lane. Yep, that should do it.
And that should do it with 9. 216 to
a
211.
5-pin match.
What a good match. Bill Reeves becomes the best of the house champion for January, defeating Jason Kirk 216 to 211 in a fantastic match. And that'll do it.
Congratulations, Bill.
Congratulations. And that'll do it.
That was a good match.
That was a fantastic match.
Yep.
And that'll do it for us for this month. And we'll be back next month
All
to do
right.
this all over again.
Thanks, DJ, for having me, and we'll see you next month.
Have a good one, Chris. Charlie, DJ Kim, we'll be back next month. Have a good one.